watching Sioux City School.
You're watching Sioux City School. You're watching Sioux City School.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. I apologize for the fact that we're not outside looking at this beautiful new City Hall Park that we're here to officially open today. And it's, when's the last time it rained? It's got to be 2 weeks since it rained. The one day we have this exciting event to host, and we're not able to do it outside. But when we're done with the speaking part of the program, we are going to invite everyone just outside the door so that we can officially cut the ribbon to the new plaza, okay? First of all, I want to take a moment to acknowledge some of our special guests and elected officials that are here. All three members of our state legislative delegation, Representative Mike Brady, Representative Claire Cronin, and both City Councilor and State Representative right now, Michelle Dubois. Also, the Plymouth County District Attorney Tim Cruz is here with us, City Council President Dennis Ianieri, City Councilor at Large Shayna Barnes, Ward 7 City Councilor Shirley Asak has joined us today. Oh, that's right, thank you. State Representative Jeff Deal is here with us, Chief of Police John Crowley, Plymouth County Register of Deeds John Buckley, and hopefully I didn't leave anyone out. Anyone see any other elected officials that I don't need someone calling me with an angry phone call later. So I'd like to take just a minute just to tell you briefly about this project that we are officially opening today, and we want to express our appreciation to the state delegation for lobbying for this project, along with Senator Tom Kennedy, who was a big champion of this project, and also to, thank the Lieutenant Governor personally for this, another show of support for Brockton with the funding of this project. The plaza outside, which is now a park, replaced what was an old all brick and concrete plaza. Not very inviting, not very friendly, not very comfortable, certainly didn't, I don't think, attracted anybody, and also had some high concrete walls that partially obstructed the view of this beautiful city hall that we have. And with a $4 million investment, we now have this beautiful park outside that's really going to create green space in the heart of our downtown and contribute to the ever-changing image and perception of downtown Brockton. The $4 million, using round numbers, was about $3.7 million in a state parks grant, along with about a $300,000 local match. And we were able to use CDBG grant funds for the local match. So you're looking at a $4 million project that's funded entirely by federal and state grant money, with not having to draw any local resources to get it done. Some of the highlights of the project is getting rid of those walls. The sidewalk out on School Street has been widened. The entire plaza has been made handicap accessible, including the surrounding streets. There's brand new LED lighting that will make it much brighter and safer here. There's irrigation to keep all that green grass green during the summertime. There's, I mentioned the handicap accessibility, and then of course the amphitheater, which I wish we were out in right now, but a beautiful new amphitheater here that's just a great venue for local events. Tomorrow when the rain stops, if you come by at noontime tomorrow, you'll see a live lunchtime music concert going on that we've been doing Friday afternoons in August and September, in conjunction with the farmers market that'll also be taking place out here in the plaza. So I mean, we're already able to utilize this great new downtown green space to create events that will get people out of the buildings and bring people into the downtown. I know that we've got the folks who did all the work. I think I should probably mention them. I don't have them memorized, so let me put my glasses on for a minute. But we've got Kurt Gertner from the Department of Energy and Environmental Affairs is here with us. They funded the parks grant. The contractor, D'Alessandro, is here. The project manager, Atlantic Construction, is here with us. The architects who did all the design work, Brown and Richardson, are here with us. And I also want to add to that group just a really special personal thanks to Pam Gurley of our planning department, because Pam saw this project through from the beginning. When the beginning of this project began, thank you, Pam. When this project began, Pam was the planning department. And now we're very pleased to say that we have a fully staffed planning department with Rob May and Shane, a planner and a junior planner. But Pam is really the MVP of that team. So Pam, thank you for all the work that you did to make this happen. So what you would be looking at if we were outside is another key piece to us creating a livable downtown Brockton. And for a downtown to be livable, it has to have green space and it has to be walkable. And this project accomplishes all of those and actually connects the school administration building and some of the other municipal buildings on Crescent Street with the City Hall Plaza, with School Street and Main Street. And it really is another linchpin in our redevelopment of downtown Brockton. And we know as we work forward with all of our partners to continue to revitalize Brockton's economy, we know revitalizing Brockton begins with revitalizing the downtown. And for us a week ago to be seeing the Vicente's Neighborhood Health Project, and now today officially opening the City Hall Plaza, it's exciting because we know that to put this together with we have a really clear vision of what downtown Brockton will look like. And it's a thriving retail and restaurant district on the first floor with market rate housing and office space and government space being developed above it. And we know to attract that private investment, the state and local government has to have some skin in the game. We have to provide the infrastructure that attracts the private investors. So, we've been talking about for some time now creating an environment of attraction. And this City Hall Plaza now park will help us attract private investment because we're able to leverage the state support with the infrastructure of this park to bring in private investment. And the fact of the matter is that it's already happening. And the Vicente's project is completed and Enterprise Block. But in the very near future, you're going to see 2 more privately funded developments right here in the heart of the downtown. We're very close to completing negotiations with a developer to develop 19 Main Street, a long-time vacant building that's city-owned, that's being sold to a private developer through an RFP process. And that developer is going to bring in a restaurant on the first floor. And that's another critical piece we need. We need to get 3 or 4 new restaurants into the downtown as soon as we can. But the development of that project, all privately funded, private investment, brings a restaurant downtown. Right across the street at the corner of Frederick Douglass Way and Main Street, old-time Brocktonians remember Kresge's. My God, that long-term vacant building has been an eyesore in the heart of the downtown for decades. And now we have a private developer with plans done, not just to redevelop 3 retail spaces on the first floor, but to develop 50 units of market rate housing above it and parking underneath it. It's a heck of a project, and it's going through the 40R state approval study and process right now. So we can see already how these investments that we're making in downtown are bringing private investment into our downtown. And every time we have one of these projects break ground or complete, we're another step in that goal of improving and changing the world's perception of downtown Brockton. And so it's a real pleasure for us to have the Lieutenant Governor here with us today. The Baker Polito administration does have an urban agenda and an urban initiative, and it's really built around partnerships with the local municipalities. I know a large portion of the Lieutenant Governor's time is spent working directly with municipalities, and she's been a great partner and a great champion for the city of Brockton. And you can see that partnership developing already with our relationship with Mass Development now. Mass Development awarding one of the TDI grants to Brockton. And, really that's for the first time giving us some recognition on the state level, and not only bringing in some additional resources with technical assistance and consulting, but I really believe for Brockton, now putting us at the table with the Worcesters and the Lowells and the other gateway cities that are being recognized for redeveloping their downtowns. And now all of a sudden, Brockton's in that conversation now because of these things that are happening. So, Lieutenant Governor, I want to personally thank you for the commitment of the administration, not just to this project, but to all the partnerships that we're building with the administration and downtown Brockton, and welcome you and invite you up to say a few words.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So good afternoon, everyone. Is everyone very excited for the big game tonight? I think so, and I'm sure that the Patriots, the home field advantage in the rain, it's just going to help them out even more, right? Optimistic, right? Okay, all right. So I just want to say thank you very much for inviting me to be here. Secretary Beaton, the Secretary of Environmental Affairs, would be here, but he is the proud father of his third child, and I have the good fortune to be here in his position to say thank you to Brockton for embracing this program and for bringing this project and this plaza to reality. We are very proud of you, and I come here today with my colleagues in government, representatives, as well as the municipal government, and DA Cruz and others that are here to take a moment to celebrate something good. We read in the news all too often things that are broken, things that need to be fixed. We're working hard on a lot of them at our State House. But it's great that we can just take a few minutes and come together and say something good is happening in our community, in our neighborhood, and celebrate it. So thank you for having me come to do just that. Before just talking a little about the impact that this project has in your community, I want to thank Mayor Carpenter for a couple of things. First of all, having me come to this city during the campaign when I took an interest in just really trying to learn, where is Brockton and where do you want to go and what do you have for your vision? And he took me all around this city and we walked on a beautiful sunny day, so I really got a good feel for where the city is. And then I had the good fortune with Governor Baker to be elected. So now I could take that learning experience and start to build on that with the mayor for and with all of you. Shortly after we were elected, the governor signed his first executive order around forming a stronger partnership with our cities and towns. And I called the mayor and I said, would you be a part of our working group to help us shape and form this program? And he said, sure, I will. And he brought his experience and he came and he helped us, and it's a program that many communities are signing up for, and I know you will be too, so I look forward to that. But there was one other ask that we had. And it's an issue that is important to all of us. It's a crisis in our Commonwealth and in our country, and that's the issue of opiate addiction. And as I come to this room and I see its stairway to recovery represented through the messages that certain individuals that are in recovery share with us, it's a constant reminder to all of us that we have to work diligently every single day to reduce the amount of overdoses and deaths in our Commonwealth from opiate addiction. We have a mayor that joined our task force and really brought a lot of his experience, and I believe learned from understanding what others are doing in our Commonwealth to, reduce this and end it. And so we want to thank him for stepping up in that regard. When you think about the United States, we represent 5% of the population, but our country consumes over 80% of opiates. Think about that number. 4 out of 5 people that are using heroin started with using an opiate. So there's a lot of work that we need to do, from awareness and education to intervention to treatment and recovery. We've got to do it all, and we know we have a great partner in this mayor to help us. So I just want to thank you for that. So I recently was able to also attend your economic summit. It was a great meeting and a great coming together of your business community, your civic leaders, and your state leaders. And I had the opportunity to see Senator Kennedy that day, and I know how excited he was for his city of Brockton to really shine at that moment, because it shows you've got a real good team here, not just here in City Hall, but in this community, people who really care. I come to these events, I see some of the same faces, people that are deeply rooted in this community that are still here, and they feel the vibe and they feel the energy in Brockton, and they just want to continue to work hard to see things come forward, like the opening of Vincennes. I was able to come to that market, Vincenti's. It's beautiful, it's great. It's exciting to see new things happening. Momentum is really important. When you have private developers that may not know so much about Brockton, but they come and they see things happening. They see people investing. They see money being spent on projects like this. It's attractive, it's exciting. So we're really excited for Brockton. You're well positioned. And we know at the state level, when we invest in Brockton and we share $3.8 million with you to expand your plaza and your rework and redo your city hall area, we know that you'll get it done. And you did just that. So I want to thank you. I want to thank our friends in the fire service who worked very closely with the mayor and this office to preserve the memorial and the monument there dedicated to the fire service. Thank you. And when you think about this plaza, it's more than just the physical structure, although that's very important because it needs to be an inviting place. But it's what happens in that place and that space that's most important. And what I think about, even though we're not out there today, I think about the kinds of people that will come through that area and perhaps meet some friends and have lunch, or participate in a cultural activity, or go to the farmer's market. And when you have opportunities like that in a place right here in the City Hall Plaza, you have the opportunity to bump into people. You bump into friends, you might bump into someone in business, you might bump into someone here at City Hall. And when you bump into people, things happen. You connect, you socialize, you think maybe we'll get together, maybe we'll work for this charity together, maybe we'll run in that road race, maybe we'll participate in a program that can help our neighbors. It's a good place for you to bump into people. It keeps your community close. And I just want to emphasize one more thing, that sometimes, when you're in government and you're working so hard and you think like, oh gosh, how are we going to get to that next level? And you might get a little frustrated. You just have to stay at it. And I come here today to just say to you that our administration is your partner. We're here to help and support you get to that next level and realize your full vision. What we want to see for Brockton is that next generation, your sons and your daughters, to be able to have the opportunity to grow up in this city with a great education, a safe neighborhood to play in or to grow up in, and then that job and that opportunity that you can come back to and work at. Because when you grow that next generation here in the city, that's how you continue to grow a stronger city, and it becomes the real city that you want to see. This will always be the city of champions. And that's how I feel about you every time I come here. With that, I just want to say thank you for having me. I look forward to not only cutting this ribbon, but many more to come in the future. Thank you.
In Brockton, we swing for the fences so we can touch home.
We coach in Brockton to instill the teamwork that builds a great winning tradition.
We do business in Brockton because here you can find a taste of home away from home.
We keep our company in Brockton because we love this city.
I study and learn in Brockton to achieve my goals.
When Brockton is home, everything is within reach.
My name is Darrell Ellison, and I lost my only son, Carl Evan, in a hit-and-run accident. Carl was a joy beyond words. He was fun-loving. He had a great sense of humor. He had a strong work ethic. He went on at 16 years old, got a job at Shaw's Supermarket, and he worked there until the day he died. He was a very giving person. He never had any money. He was always giving his money away. He would pay for homeless people's meals, whatever he felt they needed. On Sunday, September 28th, Carl had just finished his job at Shaw's in Brockton, Massachusetts. He had crossed the street to go to the 7-Eleven. He was leaving the store at the corner of Belmont and West Street when he was struck and killed at 9:22 p.m. A surveillance camera picked up the vehicle as it was leaving the scene. Police believe the vehicle that hit Carl was a silver or gray minivan. It would have front end damage. There is a $5,000 cash reward for information leading to the apprehension of the person or persons responsible for Carl Evans' death. If you have any information, please call the Massachusetts State Police at 508-923-4205 or the Brockton Police at 508-941-0234. You may also send an email to justiceforcarl@hotmail.com. And to the driver, I believe that you are watching this. This must be a tormenting secret for you to keep. Please turn yourself in. And to those protecting you, please help your loved one do this. Carl Evan was my loved one, and he deserves justice. This is my quest. I have faith that you will do the right thing.